Hi, and welcome back for another math instructional resource. My name is Katrina Ingledrum. I am OPI's Math Instructional Coordinator, and it's my pleasure today to bring to you another classroom activity you can do with your students. This one comes directly from the New York Times, and it's called What's Going On in This Graph. This is another free resource that you can use, probably 312. I don't know that I would go lower grades than that, but one of my very favorite things is that this engages concepts across the curriculum. We also have engagement of both media literacy and ELA standards occurring here. And you can see from the context, if you Google this little resource, this also applies to tons of different subject areas. The butterfly ones obviously hit science, healthy foods obviously hits our health standards and our PE standards. So you can go a lot of directions with the resources on this page. And of course, like I said, they are all free. We'll go through one of those activities right now. Basically, how you use these are you select whichever graph you want to show students, and then you give them some time to take in the information that they're seeing. You might do like a free write or a journal entry. You might have them just kind of reflect silently to themselves. You might have a turn and talk as they're trying to decode what this is telling them. This is, of course, very important as a skill for life. A lot of people in the United States, and of course globally as well, really struggle with understanding graphical information that's represented to them. So we have an opportunity to use these tasks that we have for free to encourage media literacy and data literacy for our students. So giving them some time to think about it, you can then ask them to do a lot of things. For example, generate headlines, what this might say if it were in a news article. They can start to think about what implications this data might have, who might be making decisions based off of whatever data is being presented, how it might inform policy making or decision making. You can also have them kind of explore what their classroom would think. So they can make a comparison. They can do their own little study in the class, a little survey, and then they can draw some comparisons with the data on a national scale versus a local scale. So there's a lot of opportunity to go in a lot of directions with this. They, of course, give you some definitions of what this task should look like. So if you're not really sure how you would adapt it in your classroom right off of the get-go, you do have a great resource down here. They define all of this for you. After they've had time to do that thinking, there is recommendation to do a reveal. And this reveal is essentially giving them the background story. So where this article or graph appeared, what the extra context was that they might be missing. So essentially it just gives them more information than they had before and allows them to refine their thinking. Great process, of course, building durable skills that students can use beyond our math classroom or a math time in our classroom. Gives them the opportunity to make assumptions and opinions, get more information, and then refine those assumptions and opinions, which of course is invaluable as a skill. So as you can see, lots of opportunities for students to engage. I think one of my favorite things is to start this out as an independent workspace where they have that opportunity to think and form their own opinions. And then I love taking this to a point where it becomes collaborative and communal, having students engage together either in partners or pairs, having them engage in small groups, or having them manage this as a large group, as a classroom. So great opportunities to go lots of different directions with these. I hope that you found something that you can take away that inspired you to maybe explore this resource a little bit more. Thanks for joining us for another high impact strategy. Once again, if you missed it earlier, this resource comes from the New York Times and it's called What is Going On in This Graph, and it's easily Googleable. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope to see you next time.